Today on the TMZ Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Wyld Young, and today I am here with Trent Clark.
Let's get it.
Trent is first of all, Trent, you are a hip-hop historian.
Yeah, I'm the head of TMZ Hip Hop, so, all the rap, all the hip hop, and even some of the R&B goes through me.
All right, we got you here today, Trent, because we have two big hip-hop stories.
Yes.
Not really hip-hop stories, but stories involving hip-hop figures.
Yeah.
Big stories from the last couple of days. The Color Purple was released on December 25th. Boosie Badazz finally went to see The Color Purple, and he is pissed about it because there is a lesbian kiss. We're going to talk about that. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, the recently released young woman. Remember Gypsy Rose? She served 10 years, or she was sentenced to 10 years in jail. She served about 7-ish, 8 for the murder of her mom, or for her involvement with her mom's murder. Gypsy, she was released last week. She's been living it up on social media, but now she's having to respond to some criticism because people are dragging her and her husband.
Interesting.
But first, we got to talk about T.I and Tiny. I feel like my hesitation in my voice was because I feel like T.I and Tiny can't seem to escape the situations that they keep falling into. So T.I and Tiny have been sued for sexual assault and battery on a woman in a Los Angeles hotel. So the situation, the woman claims that in 2005, she was enlisted in the U.S. Air Force at the time. She went to a party at Coolio's mansion. She met a person named...
Rest in peace.
I know, right? Yeah, Coolio. She met a person named Caviar there. The person told her that, T.I and Tiny, they were supposed to come to that party, but they weren't going to be at that party. However, they would be at a club in L.A. the next night. The woman went to the club in L.A. the next night. She said she met T.I and Tiny in the VIP section. So at this point, they're all hanging out in the VIP section. She said she ordered 2 amaretto sours on her own. She then allegedly got a drink from Tiny. So after that, she said T.I decided he wanted to leave the club. So this is what the woman is claiming. T.I wanted to leave the club. She says T.I asked her to ride with him and Tiny while her friend rolled with Caviar. Got to follow the story. There's a lot to this, but I got to read all the details so that y'all know what's happening. So the woman alleged that she went in the car with T.I and Tiny and some other people. Her friend went in the car with Caviar and someone else. She says that there was 2 other women in the car with her, T.I and Tiny. So that's 5 people. However, she says that at some point, Tiny kicked out the 2 other women because they were too flirty with T.I. So that leaves 3 people. The alleged victim, T.I and Tiny. The victim says that they then arrived back at T.I and Tiny's hotel, and that's when things got a little murky. She says once it was the 3 of them, Tiny took her into the bathroom where Tiny took off both of their clothes, and then they were both naked, and then a naked T.I joined them. She says that it got a little hazy literally after that because she got lightheaded. She became extremely dizzy. T.I at one point turned on some porn while Tiny allegedly got on top of the woman, kind of pressing her body on her. The woman then alleged that T.I penetrated her with his toe. She says that T.I at some point got up to go and get a condom. The woman then went to the bathroom to throw up, and she said she blacked out after that. She woke up the next morning. Her vagina was in serious pain, itching, and burning, but the security guard simply told her to go home. They escorted her out, and T.I and Tiny were asleep. That is what the woman is claiming. She is suing the Harrises for sexual battery, assault, negligence, and false imprisonment.
That's a lot of details. I'm the same way in all these cases. You have a lot of these crazy night allegation stories. It's all about what you can prove. Not to negate the report on either side, but we need to see proof in a lot of these situations for it to be able to be charged.
So to be fair, T.I and Tiny's lawyer tells us that not only are the claims bogus, but they missed the deadline to file the lawsuit. However, that's not necessarily true because the woman's filing a lawsuit under California's Sexual Abuse and Cover-Up Accountability Act, which became effective January 1st. And what that allows victims to do, that it gives adult survivors more time to file lawsuits in cases where, like, the statute of limitations would have expired. So the time isn't up. Unfortunately, T.I and Tiny's lawyer. So they will have to address this. It's not like something where they can say that, it was old, it happened a while ago, statute of limitations are up. No, this new act does allow for these things to be drawn out in court.
That sounds like a good law for victims too. Victims of sexual trauma. Sometimes it takes years, even decades, to process what happened.
Yeah.
I think we all know that.
I was about to say, we saw a similar thing in New York City with the whole Diddy and Cassie thing.
Absolutely.
Where, that lawsuit was filed in New York City, and the ramifications around that. Here's my question for you, though, Trent.
Yes.
Why the hell is T.I and Tiny always caught up in some alleged sexual situation of some kind? Like, what is it?
I mean, I think they've been open about, their lifestyle, inviting other people into their bedroom. I find it interesting that they kicked out the more enthusiasts. If this is allegedly
right,
they kicked out the more enthused participants.
Yeah,
being
so
too clingy to T.I.
And they have openly talked about this in the past. We have a clip of T.I. This is from some years ago. This is when the first round of allegations came out against T.I and Tiny, where he's like, "Yo, we get into what we get into, and the people that get into it with us are consenting adults." Here's what he said.
Whatever we ever have done has been done with consensual adults who into what we into and like what we like. If we want something, we know exactly where to go to get it.
That says a lot without saying anything at all.
Yeah, I know. We're going to have to see how this plays out, though. It's messy.
It is.
Moving on. My girl, and I feel weird saying my girl, but Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She's been free for about, 6-ish days now.
Off the leash.
She has millions of followers. I don't think we've seen a rise to social media fame as big as Gypsy Rose Blanchard's. Gypsy Rose has been on the internet, and now she has seen the bad side of the internet. So she has had to come out and defend her husband, Ryan Scott. So if you don't know, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, she got married to a man named Ryan Scott Anderson while she was in jail. And obviously when she got out of jail, Ryan was there, a toting husband, ready to pick her up and whisk her off into their fairy tale life. But people have been dragging Ryan and Gypsy just unnecessarily. They've been making comments about his appearance. They've been making comments about just the whole situation, making a lot of weird speculations about his involvement in Gypsy's life. But Gypsy has come out and basically told everybody to mind their damn business. So people were commenting on Gypsy's Instagram, basically implying Ryan's, he couldn't please her sexually. And Gypsy shot that down. She said, basically, y'all are all jealous because Ryan is rocking her world every night. To which Ryan replied, "Yeah, baby." I mean, he didn't say that, but he said something to that effect.
Are they shagging like Austin Powers?
Yeah, and I just don't really think it's fair that people aren't giving them really the kind of lead way to build a solid relationship.
I think the only thing I have to say about that, the caveat I have about that is, how much D has Gypsy Rose had to really judge?
Okay, that's a good point. She doesn't really have a lot of sex to compare it to, so it might be rocking your world now, but Gypsy Rose, when you meet the right dude, your world gonna be blown.
It sounds like she has a lot of haters. Ryan has a lot of haters, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
That want to, take his spot. So,
yeah, I also just my thoughts on Gypsy Rose and this marriage has nothing to do with Ryan as a person. I just feel like for someone who was, and in many ways, imprisoned by her mother, and then had to serve 7 years in prison for a crime, she almost been held down her entire life. I would love to see Gypsy on the loose. Where is single Gypsy? You get what I'm saying?
Well, the way they've been moving, all signs point to an OnlyFans. So,
I don't know if I want to see that.
Well, it sounds like there's a big interest.
I'm not signing up to see the Gypsy Rose OnlyFans, but
you just said she has one of the biggest social media rises.
She does. She got to put it to use. But I would love to see a Gypsy reality show where it's Gypsy doing it big. Gypsy take the streets. Where she falling out the clubs in Los Angeles. She's hanging out with influencers. Maybe she's trying to be an actor or a dancer. But I want to see Gypsy live a life that isn't and shout out to people who get married and have kids, but Gypsy, you went to jail. This is a different world now, sis. It is 2024.
Facts.
And I feel with the fame and the ability to make the money that she can make, I just feel she needs to maybe she adjust. And I'm not telling anybody what to do. I mean, I am. But like, I just want, I just feel like Gypsy could be doing a lot of things.
She could. It's only been a couple weeks. She still has some time to process. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of offers. And in the meantime, she's having a lot of good bedroom.
A lot of sex, getting her mind rocked every night by Ryan.
Yeah, I don't want to see that either.
Okay, let's move on. Boosie Badazz. 2024, it's a new year, and Boosie still don't like gay people. I don't know.
Shocking.
So, Boosie Badazz, he went to go see The Color Purple, the musical, the movie, and he walked out of the movie theater. Boosie said, I had to walk out of this movie. Me and two older couples walked out because I had my little girls with me. He goes on to say, it seemed like a rainbow love story. Good acting, but whoever wrote the script is pushing the narrative hard. As a parent, I will not let my girls watch this film. Okay, Boosie, as a parent, I don't even know which girls he's talking about because he has 8 children with 6 different women.
Right.
But I'm just going to assume that he's talking about the younger children. Trent, what are your thoughts on this,
I think
man?
Boosie's all over the place like per usual. He has a gay daughter, so the reaction for this just doesn't align. Also, I mean, the original Color Purple came out before most of his fans were even born. Like this isn't a new story. It goes to show you that gay people have been around before you have been paying attention. So he's all over the place.
Yeah, the original Color Purple, I think this is the movie, was released in 1985.
Exactly.
The book was written sometime before that. The book has been out for a while. Also, like the story. So if you've never seen The Color Purple, which I mean, I'm sure some people have it. Celie, who's played by Fantasia Barrino in this most reimagined version, has a relationship with a character named Suge Avery, who's played by Taraji P. Henson in this version.
Right.
Suge and Celie develop a little bit of a sexual relationship where they just kind of start like exploring their sexualities. They have a kissing scene in the original movie also, and in this new reimagined version. So that's what pissed Boosie off. But if you've never seen The Color Purple, let me tell y'all, it's a lot of stuff in this movie that I don't think is kid appropriate.
Facts.
And the kiss is probably the least of my concerns. There is rape, violence,
slavery,
so essentially imprisonment, like domestic abuse. Like and a kiss is what tipped him over the edge. He go to sexual violence, cool with me, but a kiss.
Yeah, a lot of people have been pointing out, Boosie has pro-lesbian lyrics in some of his songs, so the flip-flopping is just wild. I
gotta ask Trent though, because like I said, you've been doing this for a while. Has Boosie always been this like anti-LGBTQ, or is it something that
it started in the social media area?
Yeah,
okay. He loves his Instagram, so anything that contradicts what he likes on his timeline, he's going to speak out.
You said something earlier that I thought was important. You said Boosie got a gay daughter, and that's a part. It don't add up
at all.
By Boosie's own logic, what the hell do he do when his gay daughter come around? Do he be like, cover your eyes? Like, you can't look at the gay daughter. Like, how do you navigate shielding your kids from things? Like,
Yeah, it sucks come birthday time.
And Christmas.
Oh, my God.
And Thanksgiving. Like, keep the gay daughter can't come to Christmas? Like, how does it make sense? So I will say, though, like, I am definitely past the point of telling people how to raise their kids. Like, I'm not arguing with Boosie about how Boosie chooses to raise his kids, but his logic is stupid and he's ignorant. So, two things can be true.
Absolutely. I think some people should raise their kids better. I said it.
I agree as well. Like, I'm not arguing with y'all, but
if I'm going to the convenience store at 11 o'clock, I shouldn't see your 13-year-old son there too.
And why are you out here with this kid at the gas station? Like, I agree with that. Like, I don't really have the strength to fight y'all, but I'll be judging. And Boosie, I'm judging the things that you choose to be upset about, and also some of the things you allegedly involve your kids in that you think are less serious than watching 2 women on screen kissing.
It doesn't compute.
All right, I got one more thing that wasn't on my list. I just want to get your opinion on it real quick. Kanye West and Bianca. You seen her outfit that she posted?
I did.
What do you think of that, Trent?
I think Kanye's turning Bianca into a hot wife for the internet.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he wants her to. I would think he wants her name to ring out. I think he wants her to be, a sex symbol in the sense of freedom. And he said they're not wearing any pants this year, so.
Well, he's wearing pants. I guess she just can't wear pants this year.
Hey, that's the rules.
I know people are giving them flack online, and I'm like, I don't know, it's kind of sexy.
I mean,
but maybe it's just me.
I'm sensing a theme starting off 2024. Everybody's in their Sexual liberation mode.
Well, except Boosie. Everybody can get some, except, according to Boosie, no gay people. Just everybody except people that are LGBTQ. All right, Trent. Oh, by the way, let me just say, we do not agree with any of Boosie's bull crap.
Absolutely.
No. Boosie's ridiculous, y'all. Thanks so much for joining me today, Trent.
It was a pleasure.
This was a lot of fun. All right, and we'll see y'all here next time. And by the way, Charlie Cotton will be back next week. He is on vacation this week, so don't yell at us in the YouTube comments. But we'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace out.